hearty good morning to all. From our Oxford Reading Circle course book, in page number 36, we have an inspirational and motivational poem, Life. Students, before stepping into the poem, let us talk about the poet. The poem, Life, is written by Charlotte Bronte. Charlotte Bronte was an English novelist and poet. She was the daughter of a clergyman, and for a long while, the family lived at a place called Haworth. Charlotte's mother died when Charlotte was 5 years old. Charlotte was looked after by her aunt and then sent to a boarding school. When she finished her schooling, she became a governess and then a teacher of English. She worked in Brussels for a short while. Charlotte Bronte was born on 21st April 1816 in Thornton, Yorkshire, England, and died on 31st March 1855 at the age of 38 in Haworth, Yorkshire, England. Charlotte Bronte is also known by the pen name Carabel. Some of the notable books of Charlotte Bronte are Jane Eyre, Villette, The Professor, Shirley, and so on. The theme of the poem Life is optimism. The rhyme scheme of the poem is A B except rain and dream. Students, let us talk about our life. Each and every creature existing on earth is blessed by life. Life is a precious and free gift from nature. Each person is blessed by some skills. As your thought, you act in your life, isn't it? It is very important to know about your life. When problem attacks, you meet failures. Then what happens to you? You become hopeless. From this word, you have to choose hope, not less. Okay? At present, you are standing at a square of life. You have to go through the untrodden path which will lead you to success and reach you to your goal. Self-effort and courage should be your weapons. How to use it, you have to decide. It's your life. You have to accept every challenge of life with a hope to overcome. No failure dare attack you. Be hopeful, courageous, and positive. Aim big, trustworthy, and sincere, and live your life in a smooth way. Live life and give life. So students, now let's talk about the summary of the poem Life. The poet Charlotte Bronte has crafted this poem with a fairly simple message in mind. She is seeking to dispel the myth or any dark thought one might believe in that life is necessarily bad, dark, and unpleasant. She begins by saying that life is not some kind of dark dream. In fact, unpleasant things such as clouds are transient and rain will make the roses bloom. Transient meaning temporary, not permanent. Then, why should one be upset over the rain when such loveliness comes after it? The poet merrily and cheerily celebrates the sunny hours of life. Later, the poet minimizes the power of death and says that, though it may take loved ones away, hope will always rebound and win out against the darkness. At the end, she states that there is nothing in life that can quell courage, not even death. Quell meaning reduce. Students, this was the summary of the poem Life. Now, step into the poem. Welcome back to the poem Life written by Charlotte Bronte. The poem Life consists of 4 stanzas. Let's start from the first stanza. Bronte begins the poem with a repetition of the title Life. She is seeking to pull back the shadow from life. She wants to make clear to us that life is not something to be feared or some dark dream, that one has to dread. Here, the third and fourth lines speak of how something that seems gloomy can foretell something pleasant, such as a little morning rain bringing forth a calm and lovely day. She gives two additional examples in this stanza. She brings up gloomy clouds that cover the sky. They are transient and do not last forever. In the final two lines of this stanza, she asks the question, if the shower of rain will make all the roses bloom, why should one lament its fall? There is no reason to be sad over these elements of life, as they will pass or bring with them something positive. While the speaker is just discussing simple elements of nature, a deeper meaning can be drawn from their relationship to real life. Clouds, just like bad days of one's life, will clear and eventually end. Even though for a few minutes things may seem wretched. With rain pouring down, the rain will stop and one's outlook will be better. Students, let's step into the second stanza. The poet has written the second stanza much more lyrically. The words are almost asking to be sung. One can imagine someone dancing, spinning in a circle as they celebrate these phrases. The poet tells us that life will rapidly and merrily fly by. The hours will pass without notice until suddenly they are gone. Here, the poet is promoting a way of living in which one appreciates and enjoys each hour that passes. Students, let's step into the third stanza. The third stanza conquers the more daunting part of life and death. The poet is basically asking, so what if death at times step in? And so what if sorrow seems to win? These things are temporary. The poet is acknowledging that these things exist, but she is not allowing them to sway her. The fifth line of this stanza is more hopeful. She describes hope as having elastic springs. Even though she fell in sorrow, she will bounce back up again in hope. Her golden wings are still strong to bear us well. Next, the sixth line of this stanza depicts the poet's character, or perhaps someone she knows quite personally and has depended on for support in the past, a mother or sister figure. Students, now step into the fourth stanza. The last four lines of the poem speak of strength, in which the poet is promoting living fearlessly and manfully. How? As a strong man would live. She says that when one's day of trial comes, this could be simply one's most challenging day, or end of the times, or the end times itself, in which one will be judged by God. Be victorious in courage. No despair can quell the victory one feels. When holding one to hope, nothing can touch it, not even death. Thank you.